W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we do like and the L's to the things that we don't. So, first off, we just got the news today. That is a wild transition into what I'm about to say.
Fucked your wife. For life.
So, first off, we just got the news today before we started recording that Bill Russell has passed.
R.I.P. Bill Russell. Man.
So I'm sure the both of us want to say R.I.P. Bill Russell.
Yep.
Huge legend in the NBA, 11-time champion. It's hard to see a legend go, and especially one that has been around the game for quite a long time. And so, we definitely want to say R.I.P. to him.
Great person, great legend, great champion.
Absolutely.
Great champion. I told you my favorite Bill Russell memory is him handing Kobe Bryant his second finals MVP in Game 7 versus the Celtics. That was chef's kiss. Mwah. But only because of who Bill Russell is. Like, of course, because he was a Celtic, but like just storybook because of the champion that Bill Russell was and what he meant to that franchise and the rivalry with the Celtics. That was great to see, man. Two greats together and, resting easy together now, for sure.
For sure. So let's go ahead and just get into my lone W because of the video that we released on Monday, the Recast Tchalla video.
Mm-hmm.
The Recast Tchalla video, even along with the W's and L's as well. It seems that we've gotten quite a few more squad homies. I just want to give a dub to all of the people who have checked out our videos within the last week and have hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it. I've seen some great comments just from people who really enjoy the content. They've seen one video and go back and watch a whole catalog of videos, and they go, thank you for, all the videos and things that you provide out of the video. Like I said in my tweet, I'm sure the passion behind the things that Marcus says are the things that lead you here. But me and him put in a lot of work into this.
T-Biz, isn't it? That's the...
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Much love, for sure.
Yep.
Definitely appreciate that.
We put in a lot of work into this, and I think when we see those comments and we see the jumps in numbers and things like that, we get excited, but we also appreciate it, and we don't take any of that for granted. So, once again, we appreciate all the squad homies and give a big dub to all the new squad homies that we've gained.
Sure.
On to my L's. My first L is going to people who are dissing Gucci Mane. Because
who the fuck?
People are a little upset about Gucci Mane and his recent video that he just released, where he's basically talking about dissing the dead. He's talking about we need to stop going ahead and dissing the dead. We need to stop.
He's saying we need to stop dissing the dead.
Yeah.
Oh, he wanted to speak smoking on that Pookie loud.
Put that nigga ass in the dirt.
I tell you what.
Smoking on Pookie load tonight.
I tell you what.
He had niggas dissing the dead for a whole summer. I swear to God.
Look,
made a meme out of it.
Sure.
He ain't saying shit. You nigga what?
There's a whole smoking on Pookie load.
Hey, yo,
situation.
That is nuts. That's like fucking Leahy from the Trailer Park Boys saying we need to sober up.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. If y'all got that, if you got that reference, use a real one.
Okay.
Use a real one.
So yes, Gucci Mane is probably one of the last people to be talking about that. But if Gucci Mane has gone a change in his life to where he feels like, hey, the mistakes that I made in the past were wrong, and I'm going to denounce those, then who are we to sit there and be like, no, nigga, fuck you. You were just saying this last week. And blah, 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 blah.
Sure, somebody's allowed to grow, but it's hella ironic, especially
Very
thinking about the most prominent thing that's popping off in my head right now about when you say Gucci is that damn battle with him and Jeezy. Sure. So if that's the freshest thing in my mind, and now he pop out talking about, hey, we need to stop disrespecting the dead, I'm gonna bust a gut laughing.
And you're allowed to? But at the same time saying, nah, fuck you, nigga, like you were just saying this.
And
being serious about it at the same
that's
time. Because, again, he is a man who is allowed to grow and denounce the mistakes that he's made.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Like, what are we doing?
It's just funny. It is.
It
literally is. Especially if you're going to take that stance so recently after you just had that situation with Jeezy. Fam, You know it. You gotta know. You know, as soon as you open up your mouth talking about some stuff about respect the dead, what about Pookie Loud? Nigga in the dirt. He ain't saying shit.
It's like Tookie Williams, who was the leader of the Crips, who went through prison and then went on to denounce gang lifestyle and things of that nature. Like, yeah, you were the main one that started all this, but if you're going to be the one to speak to, stopping it.
Well, okay. Yes and no. Number one, the Crips weren't founded on violence and all of that stuff. True. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Number two, he had time to reflect and grow as a person. That versus happened last spring.
Now that is interesting.
He went to prison and changed and started reading and became a different person.
I hear that.
Gucci Mane, we don't know what he did. A year and a half ago. Yeah,
I hear that, but at the same time, I think he was prompted to do so because of all of the recent shooting deaths of all the rappers recently. And so things
as
like
if rappers weren't getting slain before Pookie Loud got his fate.
But they are happening a lot more. You don't think so? Like we just had Jay the Youngin, R.I.P. He just got shot and killed.
I'm never against putting the guns down, I guess. So that's fine. It is what it is.
I think it's big of the person who kind of helped start this, at least in this industry, to say, hey, look, it's time to stop doing this shit.
Sure. I have no problem with it.
And all those little niggas.
Irony can't be denied, but I have no issues with him saying it.
And I guarantee you he will probably still talk about shooting niggas.
Absolutely.
But he's not going to specifically talk about
the nigga I shot. No, right?
People who have passed. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to give an L to YouTube, I guess, technically. Okay. Because, every day we release videos and I will go to give it, a view just so we can kind of prompt the algorithm in a certain way. I don't know if that's against the rules, but shh. So I'll give it a view. And a lot of times when I give it a view, I'm greeted with a 30-minute ad from David Jeremiah, who's like he's a preacher.
Okay.
But it's always the 30-minute ad that comes up, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, can we not? Can we not? Why do I have to deal with this 30-minute ad of him? Like it's usually just a video of his.
You know what's funny about those type of ads is that they usually have to keep saying stuff to keep you hanging on. Like they have to keep promising you what you're actually listening for, but they just got to keep stringing you along. And the better they are at stringing you along, the longer you watch the video. So if you get people to watch more than a minute of them videos, you're probably doing pretty good.
Fair. But at the same time, this man has to have major cash because it's on like a lot of our videos, or at least I get greeted by a lot of it.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're wasting a lot of your money if you're promoting.
But that's
just
mass
this
media, though. Yeah.
Minute.
He figures if he throws enough nets out there, he'll collect in the average of what he needs to keep making it viable, keep making it worth it. So that's mass media.
Well, maybe he'll get more YouTubers like us talking about the fact that there's a 30-minute intro video or ad video at the very beginning. Right. I don't know. I just feel like he's wasting his money, but maybe not. Maybe his people see the analytics and they're like, look, no, this is actually working out for us. Sure. But I think it's fucking stupid, just for what it's worth. Last L specifically is going to Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, let me go ahead and scratch that.
Oh, well, did you give it an L?
Yes. Yes.
Bro, what?
You're giving him a dub?
No.
Oh.
I gave him an L.
Oh, okay.
But like,
yes. Like, fam, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. I don't know how many of y'all old motherfuckers I can keep telling y'all. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I know you have an opinion. I know you do. And I know you feel very right and strong in that opinion. And I know. Hey, shh. I know. You're not like the other guys. I know you're not like the bad ones. Shut up. Shut up. Stop talking. Swear to God, boy, we need to hold a seminar. We need to get all of the men over the age of 35 in the room and say, hey, listen, I know. No. I get it. No, I know you really want to say that. Don't. No, I know you believe that. I know 30 years ago it wasn't like that. Shut up. Stop talking. Fam, who told you to say that you was going to go out here and adopt black babies? Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that it was a good idea to say out here, yeah, I'll adopt all my players' illegitimate children.
I'll raise
Sure.
the baby myself.
Yeah, bring them on over to me. Go ahead, raw dog it and bring your baby over here. Little Jon Snow the Third will be a great linebacker one day. Jim, shut the fuck up, fam.
Whew.
Like this is the most hot button topic in America right now. It is the most hot button topic in America right now. And regardless of where you land on it, this is just common sense. You're going to piss people off.
Yep.
So here's an idea. How about you keep your fucking opinions to yourself? Because no one's coming to play football for you because you're pro-life or pro-choice or anything.
Yeah, that was just a weird headline to read.
And once again, just like I said about Will Smith, you don't owe anyone your opinions on this. No one has, you are not owed. So unless you want to come out here and be some pro-life activist, which is not in your best interest, how about you just keep you and Sarah's opinions between you and Sarah and your family? Because that's the only place that they actually matter anyways.
And whatever Michigan player's child that you eventually take in.
This nigga trying to play white Jesus to all the black babies.
Oh man, what? Like why? Like what prompted
shut the
that
fuck
question?
Up, Jim. Well, because he didn't want to get caught in a gotcha. So like, oh well, if you're not pro-abortion, what if one of your players ends up in a situation? It was a typical gotcha,
Okay.
and so he's trying to be like, well, hey, look, what answer can I give that doesn't come off as fundamentalist as maybe I even think, but also doesn't upset the fundamentalists that I probably entertain.
Yeah.
Well, me and Sarah will adopt a child. That sounds nice and virtuous, right? Nobody can be mad at that.
Sure.
Except the fact that you sound like a fucking nut.
Yes. Like the sentiment, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, there's that. It is what it is. But it was just weird to read. It just came off weird, and it just came out of nowhere to me, at least. Yeah.
Look, man, don't. There's no reason. No. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Coach football.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a toss up to this last one. It's been announced, I guess, that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have a female Latina protagonist. And the reason why I'm giving it a toss-up is, hey, honestly, that's a great idea. Like, I wouldn't mind playing, if that's what they're doing with Grand Theft Auto 6, whenever they come out with that shit, because it's been a decade. If that's the route that they're going to go in, is introducing a female protagonist, great. Awesome. But I feel like I've heard this rumor ever since San Andreas, damn near. I just think it's weird that people are clinging on to this as news when I've heard this for every Grand Theft Auto rumor since then, at least.
I mean, shit, y'all don't want another Lara Croft Tomb Raider game? This is like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, but like in a city as a normal person.
Yeah, and plus I'm sure they'll probably go the route of Grand Theft Auto 5 where they introduce multiple characters.
Sure.
Again, so she probably won't be the only one. But I just feel like, first of all, I don't even know if it's true because it could just be a rumor lingering from previous. And second of all, I don't think it's a big deal because if that's the case, then great. I would love to play as that character. As long as you tell me a great story, don't give a fuck. It's
a video game. The things that people loved about Grand Theft Auto is not dependent on the protagonist character being male.
No.
Can you still pull people out of cars and steal them? Can you still shoot police helicopters with bazookas? As long as all that shit's still in there, I think we're good.
Can you still solicit and beat up hookers?
I think we're okay. I think we're good.
Yeah, no. All the tenets are still there. And no, they're not over politicizing the game by making this happen.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let me put a caveat on it. As long as that's not the purpose of the story.
And again, I don't think that to be the case because, again, I've heard this rumor multiple times.
I feel like you can do that without making that the center of the story. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they've never made being black the center of the story.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes video games, movies, TV shows, they can overdo it by, all right, well, it's not enough that now we have a non-typical, race as the lead. Now we need to make the whole story about that as well. Like, don't overdo it. The visual representation is visceral enough for some of those people.
Yeah.
Now it becomes antagonistic when you're trying to shove it down those people's throat because you're not talking to me. Mm-hmm. Right? When you are being over-explanatory in your representation, you're not talking to the people that you're attempting to represent. You're talking to all the detractors.
Yeah.
You're attempting to beat back your detractors by over-explaining or overcompensating. That doesn't do anything for me.
But from everything that I've seen from Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar Games is that, with specifically Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 5, right? They centered around a black character in both of those games, but it was still a game that even if you weren't black, you could sit there and enjoy because the story itself was good enough. Yeah. The gameplay itself was good enough. Everything around it was like, yeah, they're black and it's black culture in it, but like at the end of the day, I can still see myself in this character.
Fact.
At some level.
Sure.
And so I don't doubt that they'll do the same thing with a female character. That's all I got.
All right. One dub this week got going out to the class action lawsuit going against Sesame Place.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Tag they ass.
Yeah.
Tag they ass. I think I said it was something in the billions.
Damn.
Like I don't think here.
Sheesh. For what it's worth, I saw another video of I think it was at a Chuck E. Cheese. Somebody did the same fucking thing.
I seen somebody at Disneyland getting ignored by Rapunzel.
Oh, jeez.
This is just the whole thing now. We just ignoring black children at amusement parks because. But let's not talk about the R word.
Yeah.
Sorry, 25 million, according to the New York Post. Yep, 25 million.
Still.
So not the bees.
That's gonna hit them where it hurts.
25 million. Yeah, no, for sure. Shout out to Sesame Place shout out to Sesame Place.
I was about to say what? Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to the family leading the charge for this lawsuit, man, because like it's just I feel like in 2022 there are certain things that we should be beyond. This is like blatant racism.
Yes. And
if we've fallen back into that, we've taken steps back as a society.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
We sat around here talking about how far ago, Jim Crow and slavery were, how long ago that stuff was, how people today weren't responsible. And lo and behold, here in 2022, we dealing with 1950s level racism. Like blatant. Not a care in the world that you are in an employer provided uniform actively ignoring black children, being recorded doing it and not giving a damn.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't call that shit out, you'll repeat it. We
going backwards, man. This shit is foul. So I'm glad they're getting sued.
Agreed.
They don't deserve to be open if that's the kind of things that they got to do.
Yeah. Yep.
First L of the day is going out to Miss Amber Heard.
Uh-oh.
She is being sued by her insurance company for her settlement money. They are claiming that they don't want to pay that and they don't want to pay the lawyer's fees. It's a whole shit show going on over there. So she had two insurance companies that were going to split the cost of her attorney fees, right? So then she already hired a lawyer before she got the insurance, I'm guessing, right? That was one. So one insurance company is suing her for that. Then one of the lawyers that got hired from the insurance companies ended up leaving. So the other insurance company is like, well, hold the fuck up. Our lawyers didn't even participate in the case, so we not paying shit. Then they suing each other. It's a whole fucking mess, which seems like it's going to end up with her being liable, not just for the attorney fees, but also the decision that the court, brought against her, that $10 million. Yeah. So there's been talks about bankruptcy with her and all kind of stuff. So it's getting terrible over there.
And without any rolls coming in, good luck with that Applebee's check.
It's looking real nasty. It's looking real disgusting over there for Miss Heard. I'm giving a L out to Mr. Ryan Day as well. Big Ten Media Days was this week.
It's not necessary. You don't have to do this.
Oh no. We gotta talk about it. So when you know the coaches give their speeches at the podium, it's a much more uniformed, thought out response, right? It's a little quicker time up there. You get a lot of the national media, and then they break out and they do their sessions with the local media. And luckily, I do just enough digging looking for college football content to get the local reporters and their gaggle with Ryan Day. So when Ryan Day thinks he's safe and he's away from the national media and gets asked about the rivalry game and what happened last season, guess who's bringing up the weather again? Now, I was of the thinking that C.J. Stroud was just being soft by continuously bringing up the fact that it was snowing in Michigan in the middle of November. Surprise, surprise. I thought, California kid, he not used to that. Maybe he's taking some time to get used to playing in the Midwest. Turns out, maybe the players are reflecting their coach's attitude. Because guess who echoed the same sentiments about last year's domination? Well, when the weather is the way it is, you can't really defend the way you need to defend and tackle the way you need to tackle and do the things you need to do when the weather is the way it is and blah, 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 blah. Excuse. Man, I eat that shit up. That shit is delicious to me. Keep sending them. Keep telling us about how last year was a fluke because it was snowing. Please. I should have known because the players reflect the attitude of their coach.
It'll be a nice sunny day in November in Columbus.
Will it, though? Will it? And does it even matter if that's what it has to do for you to play at your best?
It'll be a nice sunny day in Columbus in November.
Sure.
And so we'll see you then.
So no response to Ryan Day crying about the snow? We don't care about that? He was just joking?
He was just joking. Being sarcastic.
I assure you he was not joking.
Just joking.
Ass serious.
Just joshing you. Wasn't real. Wasn't real.
Okay.
I'm just going to deny. But it'll be a nice sunny day in November in Columbus.
You better hope so, because it doesn't sound like niggas over there can play if it's not. All right. Yeah, Mr. John Campea is getting an L from me this week.
His name is John Campea.
Let's talk about Mr. John Campea.
Hey, listen, man. I guess you just must be a better man than me, because if I was E-Man, I would have eviscerated this guy. Because not that you out here co-opting a movement of black people trying to get a black character recasted by calling yourself the godfather of the movement. Fam, I ain't heard you talk about no petition. I ain't seen you retweet no hashtag. I've heard you talk about it several times on your platform, and I thank you for that. There you go, John. There's the round of applause that you were looking at. See, I'm not E. He's a better guy, because I'm gonna call you to task for this. Here's the applause that you were looking for, that you wanted, the pat on the back that you wanted. Now, all of that misguided shit that you was talking about, you can take that shit on back to your corner. You can go back on over to your side and you can talk about that over there. We don't need your advice. We don't need your depiction of what the movement is and where it's going. You stated your opinion. It's pro recast. We appreciate that. We stand together on that issue. All the other shit, kick rocks, fam. Kick rocks. You don't tell black people what to spend their money on based on your opinion of the movement. It's misguided. It's silly to boycott the movie. We are asking something of Marvel. Is it silly? Was it silly for the fans to call for Marvel to signify Mark Spector's lineage and his religious beliefs in Moon Knight? Was it silly for people to be offended that what was supposed to be a Tibetan character in the ancient one ended up being a white woman? Was it silly for them? I've never heard you fix your mouth to say anything like that about any of those groups and their cries or their calls for Marvel to course correct. Never heard that. I wonder what it is about this particular movement that makes you think it's silly for people to make their voices heard with their dollar. Not assigning anything in particular to you. I'm just asking what it is about this particular movement that makes you think that way. That somehow the loudest, the most prominent way of getting your point across, which would be withholding your dollar, seems so misguided to you. But I digress. I got to toss up. This will be the last one of the day. We got to talk about your boy.
Whose boy?
Terrence Howard, man.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about Terrence Howard, man. And I don't know how to take this, right? I've heard conflicting opinions. I just want to get your thoughts. So apparently, Terrence Howard, who has a background in engineering that I didn't know about prior to him acting, is bringing a new technology to Uganda that is going to provide, amongst other things, a new form of flight, a hydrogen-based technology. And this is all what I was able to follow, because most of the jargon he was using I wasn't following and I couldn't keep up. And that's what had me listening to some people that said he was just talking out of his ass. But a new form of flight, some technologies that would replace drones and a lot of other, crude oil-based vehicles and things of that nature, fossil fuel-based vehicles. A new form of propulsion is what I was getting from it. Terrence Howard has also been said to have created his own math, his own mathematics.
Now that I had no idea about.
Yeah.
His own math? How does that?
I don't know. I'm not an engineer, though. I don't have an engineering background. So for me to say, oh, that sounds crazy, well, it would be ignorant of me to say that because I don't have an engineering background.
Sure.
I don't know what possibilities there are for people to create different theories and whatnot. I am not smart enough to say that Terrence Howard isn't smart in what he's saying.
Yeah. No,
I can't disprove it, so I'm not going to say that he's wrong. And I also like the look. Like, I like it aesthetically. I like what it is that he's talking about, bringing technology to Uganda to solidify that state, right? So that, just like other places in Africa, we're not seeing it pieced off and sold to the Chinese and to the Saudis and to other countries to be able to sustain an economy there. Now, regardless of what he's talking about on the technical side, I like the business aspect of what it is he's trying to do. Is it real? I don't know.
Okay. So, first of all, let me say I did see something about that, but was so just not ready to
take any of that in. I was like, he's doing what?
I was just like, okay, moving on to the next thing, because I can't even gather all of this.
I will say, again, most of the things that he was talking about, I could not follow.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't have a degree in anything related to engineering. But he does. So what am I to say about a person who has an expertise in something giving their theory?
So on one side, I think of the things that Akon has done, for example, right? With the whole energy situation of, is it Senegal? Is that where it was? The whole lighting and energy situation that he did for the African country that he was attempting to help. I think of that and I go, well, that all started with an idea. So he stuck to it and did what was needed to accomplish that for that country. On the other side, I think of the video that we just did with the pink sauce situation. I think of black businesses and having these grand ideas and not having the resources necessary to fully flesh out the ideas and execute the way that they need to.
Or the business sense. In which case, I'm not going to put that on Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard is a man who's been involved with multi-million-dollar projects for the majority of his professional career. He's also not a guy that I've heard that had a whole lot of money problems. So I think he's been able to make money and take care of it. Mm. And again, this is an educated guy.
Yep.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that this guy, this man, is able to come up with something, a new product, a new form of technology that can be used by an African country. That's not. I'm not going to necessarily just summarily dismiss that and say, oh no, he's crazy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not going to do that.
Neither am I. And those are the first two things that I thought of when you mentioned it. But and also the fact that kind of sounds like some old Wakanda shit. But regardless of all of that, right, I'm not going to wish any negative energy towards the deal because I would like to see him progress forward and make this thing actually happen.
Now, if it pops out and it's all bullshit, then I mean, I also did not stake anything on this. I'm just saying it sounds good, and I hope it comes to fruition. I hope he's able to describe it in more layman terms so that we can understand it and follow along with him as this kind of unfolds. I guess we just kind of in wait and see mode right now. That's why I guess
it can go really good or really bad, and we're prepared to discuss however it goes.
Yeah. That's it for me, man. Give us your thoughts on our dubs and nails, and give us your dubs and nails in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and come back next week for more dubs and nails.
Absolutely, and make sure you check out our previous dubs and nails videos. Obviously, just kind of catch up on what it is that we were talking about, and then make sure you subscribe because we like to do this every Wednesday at 10 o'clock.